meso so meka ho bi. Oni no ye mayen. Minyamie dumfu nyami na oni no ye. Onimo no ye ema aye. Dear friends, it's another beautiful morning, and I am personally glad to come onto the face of your screens again. For those of you who just woke up, and for those of you who are already in the office, this is your favorite Christian morning show. I am the Reverend Adzika Vincent, and this morning I am your host. Well, some are asking, well, Na is still around, but Na is on a special assignment in the Volta region now. There is going to be a certain ecclesiastical arrangement and agreement between the Methodist Church Ghana and the Methodist Church Togo. And so Na is going to cover the whole show. In the course of the morning, we are going to listen from her and to hear from her what the situation is on the ground. It will mean we are ababia ingbe will be a yo ingbe na yo na yo jugba mena mankene here presiding say amete soga kope ni a cover program ko fio e wo church nyaba na kenya bile miss na Volta region. Dear friends, let's go quickly and encourage ourselves. In crying. And I read from Matthew chapter 21, verse 22. Matthew 21, verse 22. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask in prayer. Let's repeat together. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask in prayer. Se wujidia bibiara ube bisa wo mpaebo mu no erade de bema ke oba he no ye no fia no ni oba bi ye solimo milile no ncho ke ba habo. Dear friends, sometimes it is difficult when things you have asked over and over and over is not coming. Webisa. Nanso ade na wubisa wonfa agidie ntaye chiri. Eno anse wubisa ne emekobisa. Ewrade obeya onye sokra ontena ne baby. Hey! A prayer without believing and accentuating it on faith is not prayer enough. Inti ye ba be bom paye no na ye gi ewrade ni se obeye wonimuyo intimidie din ba kwa me de frɛ ewrade ni ewrade ayobida o de babrofo mo ye frɛ no a God with a curriculum vitae. Please just believe, and when you believe, everything that you ask in prayer, God will do it. I'm giving us just the next 30 seconds to start asking God. Biserade. For bisadia to nenima no pay. What are you asking for? Ediana will be say rade. Mini obi nuncho biwanu sisia. In the next 20 seconds, we are over by faith. Ediana peso yemawo. Today in your shop, today in your workplace. For those of you who do not have jobs and the application no monfanko. If you are sick in any part of your body, I know some of us are watching from the hospital bed. If you are believing that in this month of February you will meet that sweetheart, it's a month of love. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. So for this empire, may I carried over. But whatever it is, we are believing that what we have asked, the Lord will do. Dear friends, I welcome all of us again to Sorry Nashrain. Have you woke up for a purposeful day? Yes, I am already up. Now, we are going to see through the line of our terms. But before we do that, share your papa Baumia. Also, Nidia, ye won't say, Omra, no me buan someone. He was born as a problem solver. And our father, Alhaji Mahmoud Bahumia, was at the UPS auditorium. Now, Ordinanu Disamutu, what he wants to do for the country. We are going to tell you more about it when we come back. But has he been a problem solver? This is a question we are going to ask you. Na mobeka ya be na wotwe miense ne yedi adwama sum na vata yedi ato electricity sui na yeka ebi se yeyi ebi se yenyi mfe so. Now we are happy to announce to you that there is an official government position. Na government ose den ye to aso anase yeyi efri so. When we come back and we sit on the row ye be kire mo de aban se oba abeye kai hu se dwumadie a ye di ye wie dewura ye je eye wadwen kire. We are going to come to your homes and wherever you are and ask that you call in. Remember that ye wie so a ye apomodin any insurance. After that we go to 𝗟𝗏𝗃. And 𝗟𝗏𝗃 is going to be dedicated to Africa and Ghana. Na ya zero in aba leadership. Ye papa Baumia eka, ye papa Mahama so eka. Africa cry how then some have speculated that our major problem is leadership crisis. Is that true? And ye 𝗟𝗏𝗃 so ya bedwakuo are going to be here and we are going to discuss this dispassionately, devoid of political colors. Said ye Christo wa ha wo beye no sa pepepe ana sorry na hwen ye be ye wi a na afi ye ko agoprama so agro was there aso there ija. Now for every successful TV program you need sponsors, and we are happy to announce to you that our sponsors have not left us. The almighty Methodist University is still with us. Admissions are ongoing. Please grab a form quickly. Go to the dioceses or go to your internet and go to our website and download the forms and fill it. Sankofa Natural Spices is still here with us. Please don't waste your time to go entry. Sankofa has all the assorted spices that will make your food mwah. KFK is also serving us food this morning for your breakfast, for your lunch, and for your dinner. Please don't hesitate to go to them in Community 25 or in Accra in the Wesley Towers around the ambassadorial enclave. Remember that multi-credit is still giving us the loans you deserve. You can save with them and you can also go for a loan with them as well. Last but not the least, Downwall Insurance. For every insurance needed and possible, Downwall is well able to sort you out. We are coming back, and when we come back, you better not say, na fi kuwankrata any internet in sensemono, you know, naposo. Stick and stay. I'll be back soon.
How does the story of old influence decisions and lifestyles of today? How can we tread the path to salvation based on past events? Why is history important, and how can it inspire the future? Another says, a generation which ignores history has no past and no future. Join us in a talk show program.
Tell me the old story.
Right here on Wesleyan Television, as we engage knowledgeable people with facts in history that will influence our present and shape our future.
Make a date with us every Saturday at 7 p.m.
as we delve deep into our history. God bless you.
Tell me the old story. brought to you by the Heritage Directorate of the Methodist Church, Ghana.
Meye mi fie Christian fie Mema mi kun aye Christiani Na me mofra aye Christian fo Mema mi fie aye Christian fie Ban papam aye dwumadi a ekoso ewo WTV so Ekasa afa ekwaya ye tete ye mofra Ekwanya yebefa so ama yaware ayefe ne yaware edimu efie entitiye anase efie siesie ene efie nkomodie mu nso yenya entonchen into me to safro se hwe WTV na niema pa bebre ewo WTV so enwumpa enkomodie papa eniema pa ebeboa me ne omienu ene yemfie koso ara na hwe WTV.
Dear friends, you are welcome back to the Dero segment. Afe nana asuma nakwa se onko edwama so onko eye krum onko baby amanfo wo na onko bo Dero nti yebom kon nanso ansa na yebetoa Dero so no ayewo birthdays be a pese yedemamu anope. So there are some birthday dedications and wow, happy birthday Marilyn Ode Osei Entry of Achimota School. You are 16 years today. God bless you and protect you as always. May your expectations never be cut short from your father and mother, Reverend Philip and Mrs. Joanna Dede Osei Entry. Now the beauty about this birthday celebration is exactly 8 days after the birth of this beautiful young girl. 8 years after birth, oh, she was run over by a reckless driver. She was given 10 minutes to reach the Confanoti Teaching Hospital, popularly known as G, or they lose her. This was around the rush hour of 5 p.m. and glory be to God that after all this while, God has been so gracious to Osofo and the wife. And our beautiful Marilyn is 16 years today, and we celebrate not only our daughter, but the goodness of the Lord. Dear Radi ain't to me, you know, in see a crowd. Osofo. Baby, I will be one asafumami adum kraba. Nyamin Shraman will wish our daughter Marilyn the best. We also want to wish our mother Amma. And let me read the caption. It's rather a very long one, but happy 60th birthday. Your strength, love, and unwavering support have been the guiding light in our lives. For over 20 years, you have been a rock as a single mother, tirelessly working to provide for us and ensuring we all receive the best education. Look, this is rather a long one, but this is from our friend, our brother who is with us, our brother Prince Atta, celebrating the mother for God's goodness. Today is her 60th birthday, and this morning they are gathered at the Gethsemane Society in Mamprovi celebrating the goodness of the Lord. So service is almost starting. Mali, God bless you, God bless you. They call you Amma Lydia, Amma Lee, Nyamin Shrao. For all, you are still looking beautiful. Even in 60 years, you look like a young girl. God bless you. Thank you so much. If you also want to wish a birthday to anybody, 𝗟𝗜�10. Just send in what your request is, add a photo to it so that we can display it boldly. This is a free package for all our viewers. Obi a wo hwen a obi di na woda. Eno ase ode bebre yen. Na ode ni photo aka ho. Na wo a opese wo hwe no no waka kire, and we are going to do that for you free of charge. This morning, let's zoom into our stories making headlines, and we are starting from what the internet has given to enti enra ye kokoda ye no ani enim ye ho so hwe ye de ne ada nanso ensem twerofo de ya na. So journalists were combing around, making sure that things are put together in terms of good content and what we bring to our viewers. This morning we are starting with election 2024. My passion is resolving problems. Bawumia declares as he promises lean size government. Eye ye papa Bawumia ana okase yenra oko UPS edina no disem ekokotudwa na no pay na ye bisa impo ye wo bi so me solve problem ana na se wo no so me solve a oba ye or solve amayana. But let's go into the story and see the full length of the story. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, has pledged to limit the number of ministers and deputy ministers to no more than 50 under his presidency, emphasizing the importance of an efficient governance system. Dr. Bawumia noted that having fewer ministers will contribute to a streamlined decision-making process. He also touched on the need to enhance the role of the private sector along with the fiscal and administrative decentralization while improving how systems and institutions function. Thus, he said, will lead to greater efficiency and ensure value for money in procurement. The move towards the private sector provision of many public service would create fiscal space of at least 3% of GDP. This represents a major paradigm shift. Additionally, an efficient system of governance will require even fewer ministers, he added. Speaking to the nation in Accra on Wednesday, February 7th, 2024, to unveil his vision and priorities for Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia said on this day, an independent fiscal responsibility council will be set up to reduce budget deficit and interest rates under his presidency. To sustainably reduce the budget deficit and interest rates, my government will enhance fiscal discipline through an independent fiscal responsibility council enshrined in the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2018. This act enacted in 2018, Act 982. The story goes on and on and on and on, and we will be bringing you a deeper version of it during our discussion segment. Na ye papa Mahamudu Bawumia Alaji Doctor na oka say the MPP for no say ono na ye frankatufo a oda MPP amanyoku na no a afia ye ko abato so yi yedi nanimu eba eye paper so na yedi ekokormuti etimu nchen aka say ye pew ana say ye mpew na no na ode na no di sem to dwa ana o kire nse o ono de ye wo no nka na chede pa baako ene de rade ede ma no pa so me ye wasase so ne senko no de nka ehaw bape no atenete ehaw pabe no atenete na eno na erade se omeye ti no ochirechire mu se eye ono na ban a erade ya na dom na yeto ne so aba wode beba no wo bepese na so afo obeye kuma bi abamu adwumayefo a wo mbeboa no ama na mamu akoso nka kuma bi de obroni efra ne lean government na eno na ye bisa se enti samre die anka wo de compare ye de wo se wo ba be ya anka difference ne de, but that is what our father Bawumia is talking about. Okay, kan sam no bebre nara na ye ba yen discussion segment na yebebie mu abedwafo be kire yen wo madwene ene sede wo mususu nsem no efa afei de yen nyina yeni age ene mu behwe a yen hye red biem isan se aban ede nanu di semu aba betudwa yen nyina na yesu VAT pa de ninki enim se yekoto ade a ananka ye de tusu na electricity pa de adabraka. But we are looking at the government's position on the removal of VAT on electricity. The government has officially announced the suspension of the VAT on electricity. In Accra on Wednesday, 7th February 2024, reference is made to the Ministry of Finance's letter to the Electricity Company of Ghana, 𝗟𝗎𝗑, and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, 𝗟𝗏𝗀, on the above subject dated 12 December 2023, as well as the Ministry of Finance's press statement on the subject issued on 30th January 2024. On behalf of the government, the Ministry of Finance would like to inform 𝗟𝗎𝗑 and 𝗟𝗏𝗀 to suspend the implementation of the VAT directive pending further engagement with key holders, including organized labor. The ministry expects that these engagements will birth innovative, robust, and inclusive approaches to bridging the existing fiscal gap whilst boosting economic resilience. Afe sa ana Ministry of Finance asoye hwe yesika so ene yesika ntoto yeso ana watwero akwakoma 𝗟𝗏𝗃 ana 𝗟𝗎𝗃 se yenya na yekan se ankamonfa VAT into electricity so nanso se de yatwe asan yenya aban yenum asem ane yade to dwenya na yatwere krata yi afa pen ato paper so akuruche ede mamo muma womu a muma light electricity ne eho akade no se VAT no yatwe asan yeko na ye ne adwumayefo labor organizations no atenase na yatoatoa na yebisa se anase nye se yepo ahe na yeje na he na ye frame. And so there's a happy news for all of us. We will say WTV were also part in advocating this. We spoke about it. We engaged expect. We also cladded in red just to signify our displeasure over this. That is good news. Afe yensa entwa swe. Say aban say ohwiri sika pa uko internet so ensem a ekoso wo so enkanka dwurim ene apo a ekoso the friend of scam obitimi hwani nuanim no wabona po. The government is saying that it has lost a lot of money. Now let's go into the story and see. So 3.5 million lost through online shopping romance scams in 2023. Cybersecurity Authority and 𝗟𝗏𝗃. Now at least 3,558,940 was lost through online shopping and romance scams out of total losses recorded in 2023 as reported by the Cybersecurity Authority, CSA. The CSA therefore reminded the public to exercise caution and due diligence in their online activities. In a statement regarding Valentine's Day scam issued on February 7th, the CSA stated that malicious actors created fake websites or online shops and impersonated existing businesses on social media offering heavily discounted packages and items. Victims are enticed to send money for these items which they never receive or they receive in substandard forms, it added. Concerning brand impersonation, the CSA also mentioned that malicious actors created fake business listings or profiles with their contact details on Google Maps, mimicking legitimate businesses or brands, and use search engine optimization techniques to manipulate search results for the targeted brand, diverting legitimate enquiries to the scammers' contact numbers. After the unsuspecting victims engage and pay unusually to a mobile money wallet for products, the scammers block them from making further contact and the expected delivery does not materialize, he added. A year NCA Anna Omo Kase, the National Cyber Authority. A year Asweya Abain Etunu Esiho say a year computer so one should share a home bind Anna Onieke say one say a year afie twe mui million no poly miensa any echiripo kakra ana aban hwere ye esan dream any chrono bo any azan a ekoso wo internet so eye de ye frɛ no scam obehwa na bema o na wakope oba son no atia donko bi efoto na ode aba beto eye internet so na wa wo hwɛ oba wo internet so say we de minya na ama wa no na ne ebisa say misrew so obe ware oba picture wo internet so why will you be tempted to marry a picture on an internet that you have never seen before? Yenumu ana eye NCA kase enya no nko afi Valentine eba bebe eye yanum azafui womo internet so internet scammers bebre na ayeye shop na sa shop no mutimi ya na afi omo de direction bi ato so we ka say eya ni wo ko shop bi wo ko to bibi na obehwe no na sa account no eye fake eya zan na afi de momo number bi aba beto say say wo be pese wo beto sa de we de ene sa momo number unya de sika ni to mu a ye de bebro NCA se wo mo boa azani ka afu ameda no na mefio azan amenta na mehe oshika enti yeso obi anwe, especially as we have entered into the month of February. The love bell and the red is already in the corner, and all young people, please be very careful, especially our children on the campuses, our children in the secondary school, and even our children in the JHS and in the primary school. In your haste to look for love, please take your time. Don't go online and subscribe to any number that they are not sure. If you want to buy anything, walk directly to the shops. Please, we are cautioning all of us, even especially the Christian community who in recent times have been fascinated by the media rendering of February 14th and the so-called love smell that comes into February. The smelling is all over. If you also want to use the aroma, it's also all over. But whatever it is, let's all be careful and make sure that we are not caught in the web of these capricious scammers. Ave yentoa swe. Accra tops all in poor global air quality. Nanke nimse Accra is a destination for all tourists who are coming through the so-called city gate of Africa. But Obersheno and Crying were really promised that there was going to be a city of a sort, top in Africa. But as they said here, Accra's air quality tops global list, surpassing Delhi and Beijing. Asem we enye asem de dekra. But let's see the full story. Ghana's capital, Accra, has claimed the unenviable party. It can be unenviable. The unenviable title of having the world's worst air quality, outpassing cities notorious for pollution like Delhi in India and Beijing in China. Data gathered by IQ-Air on February 5th, 2024 at 11:20 a.m. indicates a staggering air quality index AQI of 238, catapulting Accra to the top spot. Accra's AQI of 238 falls into the very unhealthy range, signifying severe health impact for the general population. The IQ-Air rankings further highlights the severity of the issue, with the Sarajevo, Bosnia-Herzegovina trailing behind at 187 and Delhi, India at 170. The situation is alarming, and Accra has surpassed major global cities known for their pollution challenges. Air pollution, characterized by the alteration of the natural atmosphere due to chemical, physical, or biological agents, has become a critical concern in Accra. The WHO guidelines emphasize that annual average concentration of PM2.5 tiny air particles should not exceed 5 UGM/m cube. Yet Accra's current situation surpasses this limit. We were promised a city of hope, the cleanest city in the whole of West Africa and in Africa. Now is on the top index. Na ye kase eye enkran. Ye nyina Ghana, oman Ghana erade ede ye chen no. Eye Accra, Greater Accra, and eye the capital city. Eye Kuropon a Ghana ha. Obia eba kuro oman e friend Ghana mu a. Wonam kotoka I won cry ha ansa wako baby. Na ye kase eye kuo bi a ehwehwe eye ewiemu ene sebe enka ejina ewiemu ene enioma esei ewiemu enframanimu kase nka first no anka wo fa kuro bi te se Beijing a ewo China ana New Delhi a ewo India eho ene enka ejina krom enka ejina ewiemu ene eye enioma nketenketi efin nketenketi wisie nketenketi ejina wiemu no nanka New Delhi ene Beijing wo mo na sese wo mu dinikan nanso enanopa ye sore ya enkra yato yen ne sese di Accra ana ejina ekan a won ne da top pa na report an ka say an unenviable position am say we pa the ampa unenviable, it can never be enviable. Na me ka say oh ye kire ye nu senka enkran no anka wuyi kuro emu ye fe ball anim enka nimu anka nkran ne bedi nika na afa de ba ne sen enti ye bisa se eye temamufo na mofio na ke ball na na chi ahwe gota mie ni sebita flache ateni ase ni ake wo roba mi na afu ake eyagbe insure mie na mofio ni otejalano ni oho ni oshadwe yejalano na mofio anyanyo anyanu nke na mofio bia ne ake Accra ni woyo ke atawo heko ni ejemuji ni mami jofu ake Accra wowoka klen ke ajie Beijing na ajie New Delhi wowoka klen ene leje saneni ngon won pafai iwo mimbia ke ene na mofi lo alo government mlalo le fi. But this is what the story is as it has been given to us by this global organization looking at air pollution. We move straight to the next. A report reveals 60% of Ghanaians not saving for retirement. Obeko pension. Ye kura sebe ye wo ye mid 40 a ye ko. A enche bia na ya hit 50 no. Ya ye dwene enti ye kwa ide ne ebeye. Sese die Asɛm a aba abɛtɔ dwa ne sɛ Ghana for dodoɔ na enwene one pension. Say yakwa humijie mu a, when you go on retirement, what is going to be your daily bread? Na no bi ka sɛ nka pension de wokɔ pension a ɛyɛ sika nka wode bɛtɔ wo so pɛɛse ɛne de wode bɛtɔ wo duro gya kora ɔba aberewa ɛno na wohia. Nanso, how are you planning for this? Shortly, we are saying that approximately 6 out of 10 Ghanaians are not saving for retirement, according to the 2023 Old Mutual Financial Services monitor. Na uyi Ghana, uyi enipa eye dua emunsia womo nwene eye womo pension ho we de enye asempa. But when we come back to do an in-depth discussion, we are going to take this and dissect it a little bit more. Eya semwa emfata na ensekra afi yento yeni enkoko wankrata mu. Let's go into the newspapers, and we are starting with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic was say truth, accuracy every day. Nokware, periperio, dibiara. And it has on the banner headlines, Bawumia unveils next chapter vision. Private sector to power projects. E-levy will be abolished. Inti Papa Bawumia na Oye U10. He also has here the beautiful Justina Marigold Asan, Central Regional Minister here, and Minister tax the Central Region MMDC is to ensure peaceful elections. And he also has here on the lower right portion of the Daily Graphic, book on Otumfuo Se Ajama Prempeh the second launched, and this can be found in page 38 of the Daily Graphic. We are moving on to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide is our next paper, and the Daily Guide also has on the front page, Bawumia speaks. Bawumia akasa. E-levy to go. New flat tax regime. Golden age for private sector. And outgoing MCE's list projects. I will reduce ministers, deputies to 50. And there is also the last on the Daily Guide, agenda to reduce cost of living unveiled. So we are also going to the Ghanaian Times, and this morning we have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, government suspends 15% VAT. You're trying to short VAT on electricity. And it has the photo of Mr. Ken Oforiatta, the couple of the Ministry of Finance. Finance Ministry also has here park orders to NIA management staff members to refund 98 million. SNIT penalty. We also have businessman remanded over $27,000 visa fraud, forging KMA letters. Improve road safety, prevent accident, as it is being said by Dr. Osafo Adonting, acting director of the NRSA. That is what we have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. So the green, boldly written, the Chronicle also has on the front page, I will rule Ghana with just 50 ministers. I will rule Ghana with just 50 ministers. And this is one of the things we are going to interrogate this morning. Can it be possible to rule Ghana with just 50 ministers? Bawumia makes nonsense of Mohammed's 60 ministers promise. Timubekaya, Yera Mama say, oh no, or the 60. And about me, I say, what so 10? Says, oh no, the 50. But that is what the Chronicle is reporting, and that has taken almost every part of it. We also have here with me the Daily Dispatch. They say factually reliable, reliably factual. It also has, I am clear in my mind what to do as president. I do not need any honeymoon. Bawumia says your 24-hour economy policy is just a promise. Alan to JM, that is John Mahama. All you need to know about Samankra, and it also has for the last, I will abolish e-levy. Bawumia is talking. All right, so for the searchlight, we have the daily searchlight. We have new flat tax regime for Ghana under my presidency. This is what Bawumia is saying. Please go get a copy of the daily searchlight. It is only 1 CD, and you can see the stories in its entirety. All right, so for the crusading guide, he also has Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia with the microphone in the hand. Bawumia outlines vision for Ghana, but he also has here the good old 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗘, and he says court dismisses 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗘's application. That is what we have here. Now we are going to the graphic showbiz. The graphic showbiz. We have here, we need well-groomed talents, and this is what Mavis Asante is saying to all reality show organizers. Fifi Coleman with a dazzling spectacles. Fifi Coleman, our brother, director of most of the stage plays we see in the National Theatre in recent times. Fifi Coleman is saying stage play makes a complete actor, and that is the reportage on the face of the graphic showbiz. This will be the last of our newspapers. Na ye kase eye ko wankrata mu na poso a ye de bremo no aha ana ye DC ye ko internet so ana fe yaba eye ko wankrata no pay samufuo any producer e de abegu manim eno na mabobo so na poso se ye ba ye beje mre na dero so no afe yakọ asem no ni dosopu na ye do musuko na afe ye de. Remember, in the next segment, you have the opportunity to call and share your views. When you call, please lower the volume on your set and speak through your phone. Stick and stay. We are coming back. See you soon.
Sorry, not sure.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Get ready for a transformational morning experience.
Sorena Shrine is here to build our spirituality, mental and physical well-being.
Through positive, inspiring actions and stories.
We bring you exciting activities and conversations that develop us as a people and as a nation.
We take a look at the trending issues in Ghana and the rest of the world.
And we also review the impacting stories from our local newspapers.
Every morning, we bring you stories of hope, change, and renewal.
We empower you through the Word of God and provoke you to live the purposeful life destined for you.
Join us, Anita Quarcoo,
and the Reverend Adzika Vincent Agbamanya, Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we take you on an inspiring journey, live and exclusively on WTV.
You may also join us on Facebook at WTV Ghana and on YouTube at 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Ghana.
Sorry, not shrink.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Sorry, not shrink is brought to you by
Danwell Insurance, Multi-Credit Savings and Loan,
and the Methodist University Ghana.
How does the story of old influence decisions and lifestyles of today? How can we tread the path to salvation based on past events? Why is history important, and how can it inspire the future? Another says, a generation which ignores history has no past and no future. Join us in a talk show program.
Tell me the old story.
Right here on Wesleyan Television, as we engage knowledgeable people with facts in history that will influence our present and shape our future.
Make a date with us every Saturday at 7 p.m.
as we delve deep into our history. God bless you.
Tell me the old story. Brought to you by the Heritage Directorate of the Methodist Church Ghana.
Hi. We are back in our studios and we are going into the discussion segment of Dero. Ahane dua ye jemre na fe ye do asem no mu esuko. Eni wo hye sanje ani wo keba fonye hie. Wo ba agbe wo gbelemi koni wonye wo wie he. Kai mo ake keshe bekue oba no twa. Noni uta will contribute. But this morning we have a new guest with us, and a member of the Methodist Church ministerial student. His name is 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 no new to this style of media work. Nche na yafa no se onko ntitiye mu na onko suade na se nani so empanifu a de atade ahye no abo no collar so omedi osofo ni welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
has
Thank
it
you,
been?
Papa.
How has it been? How are you?
I'm very well.
And,
Grace keeping us.
Thank God.
Yes.
And what is the new experience for being a ministerial student?
Hi, Papa. It's not easy. You know, we just came back from school.
Yes.
And the nature of our program.
You are in the TE.
TE.
Okay.
You know, it's compressed.
Okay.
And then you need to sit through. The major change was having to do what they call koinonia, going to waking up and you know scrubbing toilets, but no matter who you are, no matter who you are, and early morning devotions. So if you don't work at home, you find yourself.
You find it difficult
because it's part of the formation. You need to go through. If also for a station somewhere and there's nobody to clean your house, will you live in there?
Yes,
or not?
yes,
yes. And the knowledge that we are
that you gain. Yes.
We are unlearning so many things.
All right. So bra Gabriel Anna Owahena mi bisano. Ya fano asofo ntiti emu nti no. Mfie mienu edi nanimu yi. Yede nensa ebeto no ebebo mpaya yenyamfa yemfa yensanto ne so yebebo mpaya ma na yabo ne collar na wabeyo nti na mi bisa no say senete and to go into training as a Methodist minister emu mienu de obeko Trinity as regular student and abako friend T theological education by extension ate uye wedwuma de nanso utumi kɔ eno na eno ɔkɔ ye na empanifo mu du as monko na monko nko twitwi toilet so monko na monko sempa onye ho na obe I'm a father no you don't do that. But this morning we are having about 4 important issues on the ground. Want to seek your opinion. The first is on our father Alhaji Dr. Bawumia, and he's talking in relation to election 2024, the impending, and he says that my passion is resolving problems. Bawumia declares as he promises lean government. Hey, the government that we said was so huge.
Yeah.
A member who is now seeking for an election this year is saying, I'll reduce it. Mama said it was going to be 60 ministers, but he is saying he's going to use 50. What is your position on this one?
Yes, thank you very much, Osofo.
Sure.
And good morning, Ghana. Good morning, people called Methodists. You see, so from last night, our Vice President, when he delivered his address or vision, what I have been doing personally is to gauge the mood in the country. How are people responding? How are people reacting? So many social media platforms, people are bringing in their views and what they think about it. And interestingly, politicians are interesting people. Very, very, very interesting people. Unfortunately, so 2 things that the Vice President said that I think are factual. Fact number 1 is that he is a Vice President and part of this current government. So he's part of the problems that is proffering solutions to.
Okay.
Fact number 2 is that he says he's going to ride on the gains made in the government. This very one.
Are there gains at all?
Oh yes, you know, he mentioned the digitalization, and of course, truth be spoken. Now we transact business and things on our phones with ease, but of course that is the direction the world is going. It is a global trend. It is we are moving from one phase of technological advancement to the other. So another countries like Rwanda, we should have even outpaced them long time ago. So it is understandable. But looking at governance, look at our population. I think Ghana is about 30 million. Or there are other developed economies who are on lean executive. They are not doing so. When did our Vice President realize that he needs to trim it? And didn't he have a voice? They've been in power for almost 8 years. What happened when Ghanaians were saying reduce the size? When did he wake up from his dream to say I'm going to slash it? And the danger is that he's mentioning an emphatic and straitjacket number.
50.
Has he factored in the people at 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Lodge at the presidency, all on government payroll and all that?
Well, I am thinking that he's talking about ministerial apostles. So he's a ministers and deputy ministers. So not so much of all.
Has he factored in regional ministers? Are they included? Then the 50 should be unmasked. We should naked the 50.
So what are the specifics of the 50?
Because they always say that. And they come and you have one ministry having about 4 or 5 deputies. and they tell you, so from experience, what we have gained as a people, when they get the power.
Say no your mate or your driver's mate. Or your driver's
planky.
A planky and
because ya planke levels here me. I planke koneke enuncho echuni eche we nuncho hele yo. E wo he kuma anya ha lespe. Neke chone ya. Na ka planke different. A planke oni bangmene no lebo odoko kadeshi so.
Ni ba leba eche.
Mene e ni eche. E was senior planke ni.
All right. The fact that you are a driver's mate does not exonerate you from the problems, as I would say, from the whims and caprices of the problem of the day. But that is what Dr. Bawumia is saying. But go ahead. So he raised also another rather fascinating opinion about him, that he was born to solve problems. Problem solver.
Yes. So I was driving home in my car when I was listening to him, and I smiled when he said that. I said, "Wow, that's okay." And realized that at the function yesterday at UPSA, when the former president Kufuor was asked to come and say something, which is part of the protocol for the day, he said that the vice president is He's a man on a mission. He has a destiny to help us in Ghana. Man to solve problems. No problem at all. Look at the myriad of problems I have in Ghana. How many in your role as a vice president? Do you have the moral right? Do you have the locus to tell us how many have you solved? If you then he listed a litany of things that this government. Then at a point in time, he delinks himself from the minuses, from the negatives.
Okay.
You know.
So I mean, I also observe that when it comes to the glory,
he shares in it.
Then he wants to say, yes, I even spearheaded it. Exactly. But when it comes to the problem,
no, he's not part.
Then really, are you a problem solver? A problem solver must have the pungent of accepting faults.
Exactly.
Asemna yedi ato so say woni aban no. Wo ka ho bi. Engineer kan say ojo mfom so otu.
E na o kan so say ono no ye head of economic management team. He doesn't take decisions.
Yes.
Nanso, the economic management team gave cabinet quality advice. Quality advice.
So it means that you are really following the story. So is that not the fate of an aplanke, a mate?
Yeah.
Say, me too for abetimi afa. One fast so driver, bohien lolly, e wo kan wo nga no ki, okay? Minima fee.
Exactly, but I disagree with the vice president because in the history of this country, he's one of the most fortunate vice presidents.
Okay.
He has really been given the room to operate. At a point in time, I'm sure some of the political handlers were afraid he was overshadowing the president because of the trumpeting of he being an economic messiah.
And the president, in fact, used it as a campaign
exactly in 2016
that he was bringing him because of the economy. The fact that he has been a deputy at
governor,
the BOG,
exactly.
He's worked on some very important issues at the World Bank level. He was bringing him to salvage the so-called economic that was in tatters.
Exactly. Then that was why Ghanaians embraced him.
Okay.
Now, let's measure. Has he been the economic messiah? Has he saved us from? And we still haven't. He's now talking about abolishing certain taxes that he was part of.
Gabriel, do politicians, and we want to remind our viewers, today we are going to go a little deeper when it comes to political issues. We are not alienated to any political colors. As you know, we are Methodist, we are a Christian station, but there has been a call for us Christians to wage into the discussions of politics. In Tinsemna ye kano, ye beka ye mfa political power color bia entitled. Say ye papa John Mahama so ede ne de ba ye bedo mu asuko. And so we are not alienated to any political party and any political colors. We are a Christian radio station. But remember, we have a say. Isan is say we are saying as Christians, wake up, you are not talking about the things that look about Papa Yebeka. Just as Ni has just said, look, we are not taking it away from Dr. Baumia. Digitalization has come to stay. Ghana card has come to stay. And as he mentioned yesterday, you could even travel with a Ghana card into Ghana as a citizen. But baby, so yeah, no. All right, Ni, let's move on to another rather very good news. Government confirms that it is true that it has suspended the implementation of the VAT on electricity. Why you be known about electricity? Akevat bangman electricity no ye the VAT to so na ye nyina yesu. So even for us in the studio when we interviewed the trade unions, they were accusing us that we're not in red. All workers were in red. So the following day we had to put on our red. But good news is that the VAT has been suspended. What is your opinion?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, Sam, for any good news, and I say because it's not good news. It's not good news in the sense that it's not been withdrawn. It's been suspended. They are going to do more consultation. And why electricity? Such an essential commodity, key to life. If it is not there now, electricity and water now, you become like fish out of water. Now you buy prepaid. What used to last you like 2 weeks will last you 3 days already because we are paying, and then you come that you introduce VAT just to widen the tax net. I hear we wanted to rake in about 500 million, and it is part of, we are doing this because of the bailout program, the post-COVID recovery of our economy, and that is what IMF wants us to do. Next week the trade unions were going to go on strike.
Yes,
they had threatened.
Yes.
And then letters had gone back. That news was even leaked from the from Ministry of Finance. It was leaked. It wasn't intended for us. It was a directive to them and it was leaked. Thank God that they are leakers. Sorry, though it's not a positive thing. But I wouldn't have heard that a thing like this is coming. I am happy it's been suspended. But what I want to join the trade unionists and other groups to say is that it should be withdrawn. They should look at other areas to
totally withdrawn. We are not suspending it.
They are suspending to reintroduce it. That is our nature. That is our style.
In fact, it has been the strategy of the ruling government as well. Sometimes they throw in something to test the waters.
Exactly. and then the people come at them. They would retreat,
yes,
and then come back,
modify it,
and
throw it back to us.
Exactly. Remember the pada and a different one for the people to pay. We won't pay. There are areas they can tax. Okay. There are leakages and loopholes in certain places. They should seal.
Okay.
And not the poor man or this thing who needs electricity.
Wakanya.
If you've been bitten by a snake before, when you see centipede and millipede, those worms, you fear. It is nothing new. It is not the first time. Look at our policies that have come and they've withdrawn quickly for lack of consultation. This is one of them. This is part one of them. And I like the fact that you are saying we are not doing politics. It is because it is the current issue, and it is coming from a particular ruling government. If there is an issue that comes in, but don't forget that people called Methodists are in every sector of the economy. They are in every sector of the, and presiding admonishes that as part of our growth and maturity for the year, we should brighten the corner wherever we are. So it means we are part of this. We are feeling the pinch. So it is not a colored discussion whatsoever. It's not something to jubilate about. It is just deja vu. One of these things. It happens every now and then. They've withdrawn it.
But isn't it government in their annual budget we're going to use these as a strategy to rake in more revenues, and the IMF recently has said that they should stay on course. IMF is encouraging more revenue mobilization at the base. So how then are they going to raise revenue if this VAT is lifted and we are not paying?
So it's a question we need to ask them. Why did you withdraw? It means there's an alternative. They've always known that there is a lesser pinch, and they opted for this one just to test that, because they are saying they are going back to the IMF and say, hey, can we have plan B? Let's not touch the people's essentials. So they know there is always a way around something. There is always a way. What we are saying basically is that it's not about withdrawal. It's not about suspension. It's complete, total. Look elsewhere. There are people evading taxes. Get them and take the other side.
Yeah, but we also saw something very interesting. I was thinking it was a political gimmick. I mean, look at something. So a government comes to introduce something very instructive, a policy that was going to help them to rake in revenue. And all of a sudden, the organizer of that ruling party's, that government's ruling party comes and say that, I think the VAT should be removed and should be abolished. Is it not the fact that they wanted to throw in this so that a party member will come and say, abolish it? Or you think that it is pressure from that political party to government to remove?
You see, so like we've witnessed in the past few, the party machinery, the party structure itself had a problem with the government, had a problem with the policy. Because if you are a pro-poor, if you are introducing social services or interventions that will help the people, you don't introduce such draconian tax at this time. So the party machinery itself was against government.
Is it not the case that they wanted us to understand that they are listening government? Now we know about na ke wofi. It menele ije womli to we ofi entemo say it. Is it not a strategy? This people sometimes.
You know the time they released the withdrawal of that tax thing, whilst the man was speaking at UPSC. If you observe the timing, whilst he was speaking, then they released the thing. So he even mentioned in his speech at the point in time that if they are still on the books, he mentioned that if the tax is still on the books, it's not
onim.
So I think it is pressure coming from within and without.
Okay.
That the timing, I wouldn't even say the time. If you say the time as if you should bring it another time, it is not just the best.
Enti abamu fui Gabriel abamu fui. Akoye say omo taking him for granted and because they do baby I said omo de yadwene twini beka so omo de yadwen egura topre.
Oh yes.
I think they are really dealing with us cognitively.
And that is what pains me as a human being. Papa, you understand better. You are a psychologist. Because every now and then we keep going back and forth on this thing. Ghanaians are saying we don't want this your policies are not good. 4 years time, the same people will come and you see people going to vote for with the same mantra, the same adada, the same alakalaka but people still vote for them. And they have unalloyed constituency, about 5 million or something. People will always vote in this direction.
All right. So you are an osofo in training. Very soon you become. I've asked, and we the mepe say you be kanutwi anankra na ahwefo ate ase. Aso no de na ye. I have followed the story around apartheid for a very long time, the life of Nelson Mandela, and the road leading to the liberation of the South Africans when they came out from apartheid. The church played an important role. Our father, and may he rest, his soul rest in perfect peace, the Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who was the Archbishop of the Anglican Church in Cape Town, led demonstrations, led write-ups in speaking. Do you think this year is a chance? Say a sorry beji ejinemu. Edu baby a ye puppet so kra no ye de be kan sam we. Na mum ye kan ye mfa party colors enchechire ye ho. But empanifo say wan kasa wuti hu a ye yi bone. Enti asori ye nya den.
Papa, it's now or never. The Ketasco people will tell you, Jolali, now or never.
You went to Ketasco?
No, friends, when they are just like it. I went to St. Thomas Aquinas.
All right. Just one of the boys.
Yeah. You know we are better.
All right.
The only saintly people in town, you know.
Really?
Yeah, God is an autumn.
Okay.
You know?
All right. So Ketasco, we are greeting you.
Yes.
Your
Jolali.
motto, one of the best.
Now or never.
Now or never.
Now or never. So this is the time where I always think. So when the first devotion we had on campus at the seminary, that was delivered by the president of the seminary, Professor 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏. What he told us was that you, as a preacher, as osofo, you should be serious with God. And when you mount the pulpit, when you climb it to preach, be serious. Because that is where destinies of people are shaped. So you should be careful about what you say there. You should be creative and craft your message very well. Because whatever you say there, somebody's destiny will be changed. I believe that all the politicians, all the people, they all align to churches one way or the other. They come to sit under osofo. They come to church for spiritual direction, for wisdom. So the pulpit is the best place. Let's not, we are mentioning, okay, people like Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, but our father, Papa John Wesley, was deeply involved in the transformation and abolition of slave trade in England. And he raised people who went to the House of Commons and the House of Lords to make sure that slavery was abolished. He played a key role.
So they were Christians, not a Christopher. Politics in
MPP were assuring them, PMP were assuring them, NDC4 were assuring them, but we should be objective. Software does not take side. Speak to the issues. It also comes down to us that as a preacher, yes, the salvific message or the message of salvation is what we are preaching. When you are done, like we are discussing issues, there might be some who mean politics. What do you tell? So when you are informed, and there are technocrats in the church, you can ask people, you can ask the economics people, you can ask the governance people, what do you think about this issue? Then you toe a neutral line and balance it. Advise, speak truth to power. That is where we should get to. So the clerical has the anointing to transform society. Transformation. I think this year we should put on our cloak and preach how Christ would have preached, because Christ came and he spoke truth to authority, he spoke truth to power. That is how we can save Ghana. We should preach. If a politician goes we should tell the person.
All right, thank you, Neil. We have been joined on the lines by Mr. 𝗟𝗡𝗙, the General Secretary of the Public Services Workers Union. My brother, welcome back. Brother Bernard. Hi, Bernard. All right, so we are trying to bring Bernard back. Remember, Brother Bernard was with us last week and was advocating for government to do something about this VAT thing. And when we get him back, we are going to pick his opinion. In the end, I'm running na ye can see na ye me de German wa ejake esa ni watashi ni wokwe noni amefio iwo eba fe tomo ame kewo omo anayen edien na yeso ye edien na yeso ye. Right, Bernard, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, Brother Bernard.
I can hear you now.
All right, good to have you back in our studios again.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Right. Yeah, the line is breaking a little bit, but finally, the good news: government position is it is suspended VAT on electricity. Hello, Bernard. All right, our producer, please let's.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what the good news is for us where we are. Our demand.
All right, Bernard, we are going to call you on phone.
And that is that.
Yeah,
the
we
Minister
will call our brother
regime,
Bernard back on phone so that we can align the talk very well. There were several reliefs that the trade unions had laid before government, various unions within the TUC, even including the Public Services Workers Union. He's saying that, what is the good news? I was going to tell him, I mean, I've removed the red, after all, the VAT has been removed. But let's come back. We were talking about the fact that Christians have a position and a voice this year.
Sure.
I feel say Christopher be sorry. Kase mu nyempa bon kwenti ye kwa sorry. Ye mompa ye mo mana sumdwe. Ye mompa ye mo mana sumdwe. All right, Brother Bernard.
Hello, my brother.
All right, so it's clearer now. So I was saying there was good news. As you can see, I've removed my red because I am thinking that once VAT is gone off our electricity tariffs, praise the Lord.
Oh, no. My brother, you have been deceived.
Oh, really?
There is no good news. Now, we must be very clear in what we are demanding as organized labor and what government is trying to communicate. In the first place, our demand was that government should withdraw that letter they sent to 𝗟𝗡𝗙 and 𝗟𝗡𝗙, a letter signed by the Minister of Finance of this country, Honorable 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘, instructed them to charge the VAT on electricity. Our demand was that it should write to withdraw that. That is what we requested for. And we indicated clearly that we will not pay any VAT on electricity today, tomorrow, or ever.
Okay.
Now, what has come out is a press release. It's not a letter.
Okay.
is a press release. Number 2, it did not talk about withdrawal. It talked about suspension. We are not fools. Those are 2 different things.
Okay.
Withdrawal is withdrawal. If you cry, we won't pay. Suspension is so. And that's what they've said.
Now Bernard say almost a mumra table hona yankasa ni yen nkomo ebi ankomo didie mu no ye be ye free hokra eno so so.
My brother, your position is say ye din komo or how any omani huna that is bebre a wo dia gu yeso e di ma ye no ye say ye ntua tax we. Iti answer woni ya bedin komo kra no. I was say we fi ho. Kasa wa ye fi ho. Na afa wo ba. Na woni ye ebetinasea. Any other stakeholders. Na yeso ya ma wadwen. Say ya ye betumi aboa ye ho ama ye fi ohawa omu di atu. It should be very clear.
Okay.
The problem of this country, the challenges we are going through is due to the reckless management of this economy. And we are not the ones managing this economy. We formed what we call the Social Partnership Council. As stakeholders, they threw it away. They said they have the men. They were the only ones who were knowledgeable to run this country.
Okay.
And I was happy about your guest in the studio, what he said. We, the religious people, Christopher, I was say, Obia, Edin, Nichim, Ekasa, said, near Kosono, and yet. It is destroying our country. A group of people cannot arrogate themselves powers because they are fortunate to be given the power to rule this country and do things to the disadvantage of everybody in this country.
Wow.
And they are the only ones benefiting.
Okay.
We cannot allow that to
Bernard,
happen.
and send me, I want to quickly take your stake and your opinion on what Dr. Bawumia has said in terms of he being a problem solver. It appears he shares in the glory, but delineates himself from the trouble. What do you think? That is number 1. And number 2, in conclusion, what will the public services workers do if they do not do a total withdrawal?
Yo, my brother, yes, I go best one.
A form, anopa.
Anopa. The vice president, you say you cream. You say in your kind, asa ye to abama omo, ama omo aba bemu. So say who say sia, the okay ni na waba na wa chere say wuntumi nya. Dia na oka. Problem ne da ho ade le da wenimi. You say ye talk is cheap oh. Talk is cheap. Na ye mo say Nyansa ini baku 14 other stakeholders, including organized labor. Problem ni starting yaba yesu ya betray ya adwin say awo ye no wo ya ni sa enye yi itu de tie ye de enso ne fa ka ho wo se wuntie other stakeholders, businesses, AGI, Ghana Employees Association abeka mu de say ya bre businesses in Ghana are suffering. Into the yeso ya jintrenie ya wo ye no emoayen into yeso ya jintre faka ho wo se wuntie wunko na wo nyansa IMF wunko ya ne nemu a wakọ IMF wabo busia bebre se sia yen na ye tia tax e ma wo die tia ye investment wakati so still ya kasa wo se wuntie na wunko na woni. That's the vice president say yes or informano. The public service workers union. Yeah, dear. Dia public service question TUC ni organized labor dia ye kan say dia ye bisa ana ya ka tsa ban say wonye no enye ne na waye no
okay
tax no ye si ye ntua on tro no yi fi o yi fi wa ye nso ye wonyansafo wo ye mu ye beba beto atwaje na ye gidi say civil society businesses Ghana Employers Association AGI this is the time for all of us the churches. This is the time for all of us. Government to call all of us. No peja ni nsa no nka se mistramo adjuma na modema me no. Me nko amin to me nye.
Yo Bernard.
Me dream say me to me aye. Na so ma ye mfum so. Enti na sia mo mo ame.
Yo.
Na ye that's the dialogue we want to have.
We won't
pay this tax. We won't pay it today. We won't pay it tomorrow. We are going ahead with our demonstration.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I like the insistence on yentua redraw totally, and we are with you as a church. We are praying, but we also are doing the advocacy. Yeah, the yenteki sides when it comes to any of this, but we do the advocacy and speak about what is good and what is right. So we just spoke with Brother 𝗛𝗏𝗘, and I say Ura 𝗛𝗏𝗘, the General Secretary of the Public Services Workers Union. He was with us last week, and this week he's come to say yentua redraw, don't suspend, or else we are still on our strike. Gabriel, let's come back to one more story, and possibly I can say goodbye to you. Cyber security has been a concern for the government, especially the NCA. And Valentine is here with us, the month of February is here with us, and scammers have started using the pictures of males and females to scam people. Now they are saying that in excesses of 3 million and over, they lost so much money in dollars. I shall say, all of us should be very, very, very cautious. So what will be, I don't know whether I have an experience of such, and what will be your advice for people?
Yes, thank you very much. I think it is timely, and they are looking at the vulnerability of the young people, especially. Next week, Valentine.
Yes.
Fortunately, they said the church is also starting its Lent on that very day. I'm praying that they will do more of prayer and meditation than. But as human as we are, you see, there are so many dating sites where our young people are there. So there's a difference between the spam or the scam and then phishing, PH, phishing, that type. So one, the spam comes by sending you a commercial email. You don't know the person from anywhere, but you go into your email and you receive commercials from branded companies that you know.
Branded companies.
That you know.
Sometimes so fuel.
Exactly. And then they send you that. With the phishing, their main lesson is to get information from you, either on your credit card or on your password or something. So these are the two things that, so you see digitalization is good, but you see the other side too that is giving us.
The main of it.
And what we need to be, I'm happy that the cyber authority has come out. What I expect them to do after this is to tell us or educate the population on how to either get rid of these attempts or how to survive or how to be alert on some of them. Somebody send you an email, you don't know the person. Why do you open? They send you a link. You don't know. Why do you click on the link? They say you have won an award. They say, and you know, the people are so smart that those of us who are now, we are having the pension for online buying, food and all those things, just online, everything, and then they go about doing that. You pay the money, they are able to convince you, and you pay the money. You never get the product. You never get the goods. And I think when I was coming, I heard you say that they should go and buy their thing. They should do physical. But sometimes for convenience sake. So all we need to do is to be alert. Just be smart. When you see the bait, how do you identify it? When you see the bait, how do you get it? And if you report, are they the cyber authority people or I know there's a forensic something at the police headquarters. How are they able to help you when you have been duped or when you have to retrieve? So the next steps, the next actions. Yes, we all know it's happening to people. So what the cyber authority has done is just to remind us. Thank you. How do we survive it? How do we?
Okay, we have Mr. Stephen 𝗟𝗏𝗘, who is a personnel with the Cyber Security Authority. Brother Stephen, you are welcome to our studios this morning.
Good morning, sir. And good morning to your listeners as well.
All right, sure. What is really the problem? How come young people, well, we won't say young people, appears to have a penchant for fishing on the internet and putting themselves in trouble? From your experience, how come there are so many victims to these you are reporting on?
Well, I mean, I think it's just a human thing, and we are built for relationships, right? So it's a natural thing for young people to exploring the world, and eventually they meet people they might be. Unfortunately, on the internet, not everyone is who they say they are.
Yeah.
And you might run into people who pretend that they are interested in what they like. You engage them, but in fact, they are just after some benefits. They want your money or they defraud you. So that's the situation. They are just exploiting human nature.
So Ghana lost 3.8 and so million as reported by your outfit. How come we could lose such an amount of money? And what is the correlation between that amount of money and scam?
Right, so that amount is a collation of the reports we get through what we call our point of contact, which you can reach with or WhatsApp 050-160-111. When we get the reports, we ascertain what has happened. We also record what did the victim lose. So at the end of the year, when we sum up all those that were involved in some form of online shopping or romance, it came to that figure.
All right. So I want to know what are the forms of the scam? Then you finally will end at the romance one because we are in February. What are the forms of the major scams that are culminating into these activities?
Right. So, I mean, if you look at the Valentine's Day, we know there'll be a lot of exchange of gifts. So what would happen is the fraudsters or the malicious actors, they would create a lot of attractive offers, supposedly for you to get a gift to your loved one or something like this. So they hype a lot of deals that are actually not real. And you send your money and I think you're paying for doesn't materialize. So shopping fraud is things to be perpetrated. We also have them impersonating some brands. There are brands that people typically go to buy specific items, so they would hype them on the search engines. Like you when you search for a specific brand, it will pop up that, oh, this is the number. But when you call, actually the number doesn't belong to them because the people have done what we call search engine optimization. So they trick you, you send them money for what you're buying, but because it's not them, of course you won't get it, so you lose your money. And the traditional phishing scams that come through email, that would you to click on a link to a malicious site. One may not loss of money, but some malicious software that can harm you later.
Okay.
And the tail end is the romance that we talk about. Those ones are a bit more elaborate. You might meet someone online who will start a chat, give you a storyline. Once they have your initial commitment, they'll start asking you something. Oh, my mother is sick. Please send me some money. Oh, I'm stuck at so and so place. Please send me some money to get myself back home. Or I'm in hospital. And once, because you're emotionally attached, you are sending the money and you end up losing it.
All right. So please, in just about 30 seconds, advise all users of the internet, especially within this so-called month of love. What is your advice? 2 year for kakra, 2 year for. Are you ever?
My T doesn't work very well for cybersecurity, so I'll please stay with
All right, go ahead.
So the basic thing is, because not everything is what it is on, you need to stay alert, which is why we send these advisories. So if you see deals for Valentine's Day happening, if it looks good, be careful. Things should have a reasonable price. This is very high discounts. When you are making your payment, shops should insist on delivery before you pay. So when they deliver it, also try and inspect it before you make your payment. Of course, when you have reputable brands, you may not have that issue, but you find that people are exploiting that. So the default advice is get whatever it is before you send money. Don't trust anyone who is online straight away and giving away your Ghana card, credit card, or bank details, and the like. Just stay alert and take your time when you are dealing with anything online.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. We are going to arrange and have you in our studios for a much, much deeper conversation on this. We know there are other forms of online scamming, and we want our viewers to be well educated. I think it all boils down to education, education, education. But thank you very much for listening to us and picking your call and educating us. We are so very grateful. We have been speaking to Mr. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, an officer at the NCA. Thank you so much, Steve-O. I'm opening our phone lines. Na ebisa wasemo apese obisa. We have discussed several things, Dr. Baumia. Asemo odi atudwa yahwe cyber security. Ye hwe kra se asafo no ewo gina brebi se obetimi ede na no disem atudwa no waka bibi afa politics ho ana. 0256253461 0256253461. Etitiemi so na yedu yebie telephone. You can send us a WhatsApp message, you can send us a regular text message. So on our regular lines, and we will listen to your contribution or your question, and we are well able to respond to you. Gabriel, let's come to you again. So he's speaking about the fact that people will use images of people you were talking about, sometimes very legitimate companies to do this. I was asking of your personal experience.
Well, I'm a local person. I'm a bit
oh, you are local.
I know where to go and get the thing. Typical Accra boy.
All right, but I have 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘𝗿𝗍. 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘𝗍. O kasefi wasa ekropon, wasa kropon. On ho te sen. Vero. Yetio.
Ayo. Tafu mekene mi biso atam mienu. Mbele mbiso atam fu. Manfane presiding bishop and administration bishop. The presiding bishop already has a administration bishop both to a catch there. As a wuye on yena wakande the bajo presiding bishop wuye minje tuma
and some year can Miss Rowe, as some year can no and fat example being a woman na because said nay and share danka presiding any and me assembly. O de ye and fat home. Aha, okay. I am pa enti
vice president in president. Aha, only one of me be so man.
Okay, I administrative bishop betimi to presiding for I obetimi to
president. Aha, on to the phone on far. And don't on far because on to Mankande, then tell what vice president. And don't know what I can there. As some now work and any mayor control what into Memphis.
Okay.
Because the vice president today, only control baby war ninja maybe aha. My second question. I'm the more combatants are so only. Now, what many percentage they in war?
Okay. And me pacho and then percentage and one some anna ye can ye de si ho. Say and yeso so a Christopher ye de ho egi politics ni mu na yeso so ya kan ya kire ya dwene ewo ekwan papa so in a positive way. And so mu be kaya ye say all Thursdays are dedicated to political talk. Amanyosem a yeso a Christopher ye kire ya dwene ye nya party for ye ni party color biara. nanso so yetimi ka bi say Christopher yebeje mre on one of our Wednesdays yebema the Directorate of Finance aba na waba abekire sikasemu ba da nyenye ho ne wo menya ofrefo bi efi ogwa Isaac.
Yeah, hello.
Isaac, you're speaking from Cape Coast. You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for the insightful discussion. I also want to make a little contribution to it.
Right, go ahead.
And starting from the involvement of the churches in politics, I think the churches have been involved. For instance, maybe we've forgotten how 𝗟𝗏𝗘 came into power. When things were getting out of hand, all churches rose. Those who could pray went to the prayer grounds. Those who could make their contribution, everybody was involved. And 𝗟𝗏𝗘 came to power. But the first time of 𝗟𝗏𝗘 appointing, so all these people became quiet. Now, they have to rise again. Because they were involved in bringing him. They became disappointed, and they don't know whether it was a wrong choice they made or the right choice. But now they are still asking if the churches are to be involved. They are always been involved. If this is the time they have to speak up again, they have to speak up. But I also side with them that they really have to rise. Because we form most of the people who cast their votes in Ghana here. And for that matter, the churches cannot sit down and wait for other people to decide their fate on the pretext that Christians don't involve in politics and other things. We need to speak our minds, and we need to rise. The second point I would also like to talk about is the VAT, and then on the electricity. You see, the other time I made a contribution that the noise we are making will not take us anywhere. Now they just put a thing on hold. Actually, my tree is not that very good.
Oh, it's not good. What Ghanaian language can you speak?
Okay, but you let me land. I beg. Next time I will try my best and speak the truth.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, as I made a contribution that the VAT noise, it will not take us anywhere. For now, they just put the thing on hold. They've not cancelled it. And even Baumia's presentation shows that the thing is still on books. And then when he comes as a president, he will abolish it. The thing is not all about VAT. I said this here, and I will say it again. It is the Constitution. But if not witchcraft, why would someone who is taking the fattest salary doesn't pay electricity bill, he doesn't pay water bill, he has coupons for fuel, he has like a percentage for his dressing, they pay his children's school fees until they turn 18, and yet someone who is a cleaner in such a firm will have to pay electricity bill, pay water bill, yet the person, and pay all these bills, yet the person takes about 700 cedis, 500 cedis. If this is not witchcraft, tell me what that is. And it isn't that it is the people who have the power to do that. It is a constitution that has equipped them. Someone made a contribution that they've monetized elections. Why wouldn't they monetize elections if they have all these fat incentives awaiting them? And yes, can I do Adzika? The constitution we were handed over to is a military constitution. It was only drafted to strengthen the government at that time. It was not a constitution that is drafted to help the people develop. Now we have been led by this constitution till today, and they are all draining the nation. They are all draining the nation. If the constitution is not being looked at, we will make noise from sunrise to sundown, and nothing will change. So today, people who will have our votes, for me, people who will have our votes is someone who will make a contribution and will be willing to have something to do with the constitution, like either change it or make a very significant amendment to the constitution.
All right.
And also someone who will fight strongly corruption, and someone who will want to bridge the gap between the poor and then those in that Article 71 whatsoever.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And your point well made. Your point well made. So this our regular caller has been on the campaign that everything about corruption is the doing of the Constitution. I mean, he's being on that. Yeah, consistent. But I have a test here. It's saying that strict implementation of the Ghana card system can solve most of these online scams. China has successfully implemented it, and we can go and learn from it. Yet, but you don't make a comment.
Yes, I think the textile is right, and unfortunately, I think it's the Chinese people who are helping us with this card thing.
Yeah.
So it's an evolving thing. It's progressive. I'm sure we will get there if we have all this and
But we have Francis Nyami. Kasafi Gomwa a chance. Minya mema wachi ema wakwaba.
Yeah, so for.
Yet you.
Radin Shamo. Kaka America anapaying the about Baumia ni issue now. The church involvement in politics. Because the old bring this politicians in Canberra were about to be was right and sorra. And oh, they ye force one yamama would that obey ye abua or mine. No, mine to my cordu, in Juma cordu. My son money is kind of was a basona in a baby I had and sometimes Waba Yasodana young modu ye cooking and ye zaman there. Uncle no boy Yasodano drum faman. Meanwhile, you day, you put no a Juma or Koyana Scar was a man and a sorry charm of constituencies a crowd. Nasty Nara. Oh, to me, Juma outside them. See, a brave bra, our da, Sharon. Yeah, Mamma, what's our day? Some boom to bomb anywhere. Our son is about to one. Yeah, Mamma, you know, here and the cassette. So for Uncle May in the one day, I saw the bet sing in Crawford. What the move I saw no where take positions. Uncle obey him the day. Or Chanaya Betina, past presiding, Asante
Emmanuel Asante.
One hour, I bet you corner. I watch a prior to me now. I saw they were busy or mine or do. Opoku in Nananka, I saw they were busy or mine or do. Now, sorry, now you're rally behind. Now you're shade. On Francis have been bad. Uncle Bayam day. And let's advocate for that. For Valentine or Banakaka Makanya day. Let us try to validate. Validate sources of information ibiara yebinya ansana yetuna yetanamon so that on cover or how brain. Last one on that. So for every year I about to track a German or what to tax the system. Naturally, every day is in a yanko yim. It's a baby I want to track a Jim and a taxes and so. So at the end of the day, in Bonde, Sikano, the value is the same or is even worsened. Next day, I buy an own teaser or man for a car. Now, what's crap in Fiho? Now, Yan Shishaya, Obama, Mamba, no bottle one, who bottle why you Juma, no way in Skabu, Honukotokum, now was it the Abua by Naraso. So, yeah, and a gun of who you be Brinera was car. Anka by the canoe, ye did them skate as I ya. Anka on fun to quite the nti aban the taxes and one so na omanfo no wonya asomdwe mfa nye adwuma all this kababra wana sa aban ni nya bibia ankorankor private businesses obotum wa shore na waboa ma oman no akodo madam was Radin Sharp
yo yes you da say Radin Sharp yes Gabriel wo bibi kan efa and someone yen callers here king
yes I think they've almost emphasizing issues now here raising, and then the one interesting one that the other person said was laying the blame solely at the doorsteps of the Constitution of the Republic. Rightly so, but realize that we've had presidents who are legal practitioners or who were lawyers. The good old professor, may his soul rest in peace, Atta Mills attempted it. He formed a committee that they traveled the nook and cranny of the country. What happened to it? Our current president.
Okay, so I have my brother Ejenim Boateng, a true son of the Methodist Church. You are in China right now calling. Ejenim.
Yeah, also Nyamisha.
Amen. Amen.
I had about 4 p.m. Almost 4 p.m.
Okay.
The Mechamu Free Johnson University campus.
All right.
As usual, Mecha also me Papa Asakusi Bishop and Papa Bodu. Senior Secretary for now, if you know, the second test, China, they are implement the 2016 and now we implemented that. Dr. Baumia Baha 2017 at the room. I was there. We all spoke about this. No, Ghana politicians, no, Omunim say, Omunya implement idea maybe came, they won't get the chance to be corrupt again. Because every money can be tracked. China, how you can't take any physical and say your purchase will be for millions of dollars and if millions of cities wanted them. And possible. And politicians no moment in quite use that scan. At the end, we have to rise up together with the church, everyone. The Yankan said, Monyadi, you win. I didn't intimidate less than 40 days. I registered over 17 million voters. But for Ghana card, since 2007, President Kufuor and intimidate. Wow. They know so many.
That's right.
And we, the citizens, including the church, you have a presiding bishop named Penifon, more than the four, systems. Let's arise and force them to implement this. They can't be corrupt. I want to go and go MP because it can be tracked and it will sanitize us. This online scams here, China said panelists in kind. It can't happen to me yet because CKB bit my yabecho. Oh, let's as members let's push for them to do these things. But many about some Mammy from Pon and Nuku or better methods as a Korean Bushna form work as the king. I was over Yamen.
Yes, so that is our last call of refwa. We are told to say Grofojina gate in Echi Bumupa. Yenim say Tiemidiano be a person of a trainer journey. Efa asemona so emreno mobetimi atwen ye ba eyasem keso so there's also an opportunity for you to call in. Inti, don't be disheartened. We are coming when we come to asem keso you can make your contributions. Yes, Gabriel, let me take your concluding words from you on all the matters we have mentioned. You can touch on them sure. And then we can say goodbye.
Yes. So first on the Vice President's vision. He has thought about it with his handlers and with his team. He has presented it to us. It is up to us. God has gifted us with conscience. God has gifted us with that. Let's weigh it. Let's see who he is, his credibility, what he says he can do. And then let's listen to reason and wisdom. And then when the time comes, I pray the Holy Spirit helps us to get the right person, the man after God's own heart, to lead the nation. On the VAT, I will always join the trade union. I'll always join organized labor. We won't pay. They should withdraw it. We won't pay the electricity. We'll pay. And then let's be alert on the online fraud. Let those of us who are very active in that space, who transact business in that space, and so let's be that we don't just commit. People should not take advantage of us and all that. And I believe that, like Mordecai told Esther, that God was saving you for such a time as this. I think you can hear from the callers calling that it is time. The church should rise. The church should lead. The church should rise and be the conscience of society once again. Let's be the Amoses and the Jeremiahs that spoke truth to power. For once, I think if we turn our pulpits to making sure that we expose evil, making sure that the right people are put in place, I think the church will once again help the nation Ghana. 2024, God has presented it to us. Let us rise. Let us speak from the echelons, highest heavens, and let those who are perpetrating or people who can take the people of God for granted know that there's a God in heaven and his people will speak.
Amen. So that was the Methodist ministerial student. That was a good one. So we have been speaking with our brother Gabriel 𝗟𝗡. He is a journalist and a public relations practitioner. As I said, he's also a student of the Methodist ministerial training by extension. Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope that we can have you mostly.
Anytime.
All right. Yedibesi ha na fe ye twa ye ho ye ba monkan hu say ye call apomoden so and insurance so. Please take and stay. We are coming back soon.
Sana yenima. Say dear, Sankofa natural spices at that romantic. Yabehu, Nisenti, Yan fire pomodi near Gubi, Ghana Fuiniaji. If we say, ya your local spices, na ya fradia ya Sankofa natural spice. And what does the dear? A draw to be brave. See, they are full of Sankofa natural spices.
As a visit career woman, I save so much time now. Me, pick garlic. When Tiani a day ever a senk you, Sankofa natural spices at some reverse super. Name the gummy jollof for more. Name is still a hooduma, emanate dance.
Stanley, the barbecue they go on. And with Sankofa natural spices, I'm started at one time. And my name is dead.
Rekese, I was Sankofa natural spices modded. Me the yummy soups na. Me customers into me huja. Eti debia na me choba higher.
Na fufro cry ye diabeka. Sankofa natural spices. Didi.
KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporates and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes, including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244 637647 or WhatsApp us on 050 33171153. KFK Foods, you deserve it.
So person be and some training and your school be akeke and was a woko and school a come for the amawa Oxford Institute of Business and Journalism admission ashas 2021-2022 academic year over 2-year NABTES diploma programs BTC journalism and media studies, business administration and hospitality management. Short courses our between 6 months, cosmetology and makeup, digital and social media marketing, radio broadcasting and a video and photography. Our facilities are Hodua, Ebe Bowa Dishia. Your hostel facilities are Obenya Baby Ada, TV and radio studio. What be your practicals? Obetro computer, environment Nanka Sansono, and why ye come? A church phone so, Woma Bing. Nasa Wia Dishia, attachment, and your Juma Samudi, Winnie How Cra. Entika Wayne, copy admission forms Nibitos Sia, a 60 Ghana cedis. And what ye 2 campuses Nina. Kumase Kwada so Oshimase Rollers, Ana Santasi Star Junction, Ana Frey 0504 234005, Ana 0244 724087.
Ahwefo yema yehu akwaba apomodin so ana yedui anopei apomodin segment said ye da ye yono no eye Pepters Institute ana waso yasene din. This hospital is a psychiatric and psychological clinic who are vested in alleviating all forms of disorders relating to psychiatry and psychology. Say bibi na ye odofo bibi na wangaza kura ye o adwene mu yade wo so ahoma no a ya twero egu eye screen nase ana advert ni mu ne from Dr. Penny wo ho a ono bedi nkomo ana apomudin segment ye tu ye ho fo. Say if you are smoking, please put a stop to it. Just put a stop to it. No smoking. Yen kakra say smoking is harmful to your body. It is a toxin, and when it enters your body, it has all the effects of destroying major organs in your body. Your heart, your lungs, even your throat. It has been reported that some smokers usually will have throat cancer before they die. Anopeye boye nyina ye koko. Se wo nom jot ana wo nom bibia ebetimi aye eye wi ebetimi aye eye jot. Mekai sometime in one of my patients was smoking green grass. His addiction was smoking green grass. No kwa green grass no de awo no na fe wa bonu mua na fe wa de ashona no atwini mi no ajamu kumo. We are asking that please put a stop to every form of smoking because it's harmful to your body. Apomudin is proudly sponsored by 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute. They are located on the Quarcoo Road. Ewu Kumasi. Edamwase.
The 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, Wellness, and Restoration, is a peaceful place to recover and reflect. 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute is located in Kumasi in the Ashanti region of Ghana. What is your true north? Your true north is what keeps you grounded and gives your life a purpose. But when alcohol and drug dependency gets in the way, you lose sight of it and become adrift. At 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute, we can help you and your family set a course for your lasting recovery. 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute is a premier addiction recovery facility that is set to help addicted individuals return to a successful, sober living. Our experienced professionals include psychiatrists, clinical and pastoral counselors, recovered drug counselors, and nurses. These professionals are empowered with treatment and recovery tools to help you manage your life without alcohol and other drugs. 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute is an ultra-modern rehab that meets global standards. It includes a fully furnished residential rehab with 3 types of rooms available. That is, VIP rooms, professional rooms, as well as standard rooms with bunk beds. Air-conditioned rooms, free laundry services, library services, 24-hour clinical support, online sessions with the Extension Institute, 𝗟𝗎𝗍, 3 daily meals with snacks, and 24-hour security services. For admissions and referrals in Ghana, please call 03-224 96188. In the USA, call 404-735-7697. 𝗟𝗡𝗘 Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy. Home away from home.
You're welcome back. This is the Insurance Minute, and I am deputizing for your regular host for Insurance Minute, 𝗟𝗡𝗘, who is reporting from the Volta region this morning. 𝗟𝗏𝗡 Insurance is an insurance company that serves you with very important insurance policies, and it includes contractors or risk policy, marine insurance, bonds, public liability insurance policy, home protection, personal accident, workers' compensation, and motor insurance. For this and many others, please contact 𝗟𝗏𝗡 Insurance.
Hi, I'm 𝗟𝗑𝗏 Dunwell. You can call me 𝗟𝗑𝗏D. I'm your virtual insurance underwriter who can get your motor insurance policy in just 10 minutes. All you have to do is send hi on WhatsApp number 050-168-7806, and it is done effortlessly. We're good to go. If it must be done, it must be done well.
That was the Insurance Minute. I stood in for your regular host of Insurance Minutes, 𝗟𝗡𝗑. Join us tomorrow for another edition of Insurance Minute.